Welcome to the January 2020 Business Energy reading. I'm very excited to share with you today this pick a card reading, and we're going to start off with one overarching card for January of 2020. The big energy that I've been feeling so far for business has really been, and I talked about this in my 2020 prediction. So if you haven't checked out that 2020 business energy, definitely check that out. But I'm still feeling a lot of really big energy, things moving very, very fast. Now, along with that, I feel there's going to be some bumps in the road, maybe in January. And so between those two things, I really think that we can use some additional boost. And so I have picked the Miracles Now deck for the overarching card. That felt so good. So I'm going to go ahead and pick that card now. And then you can look at, you'll be able to pick a deck. So hold on a second here. Here we are. So this is the Miracles Now, and it says, I don't dance around the perimeter of the person I want to be. I step in fully and completely. I love that. Did you see that? I step in firmly and completely. Don't dance around the perimeter. And it's so important when you are your business that you do step in fully and completely to who you are. It'll make the most difference. You'll be perceived as absolutely authentic in your business. So I love that this is the card that came up for January 2020 for the business energy. And if you see this some other time of the year, always a good one. So don't dance around the perimeter. That's how you're going to get through these just swifter moving energy and some of the things that are just going to come in and that you're going to have to take care of in January. I just feel like there's some bumps in the road, and the way to handle it, step fully and completely into who you really are. Don't dance around the perimeter. Speak your truth. I know I didn't say that in here, but that's what I'm hearing. Speak your truth. It's going to be very, very important for you in January 2020. Not speaking your truth to hurt someone, obviously, but speaking your truth so that it can really be of service to everyone. So speaking your truth in a way that is understood. Hold on a second. And make sure to think before you speak. So I think that's the cautionary part where I'd say don't speak your truth there. You hurt someone, it's about thinking before you speak. So that's, you're coming across in the way that you mean to, okay? So I don't dance around the perimeter of the person I want to be. I step in fully and completely. All right, so that is a great card to start off the January 2020 business energy readings. And now we're going to go and pick our decks. All right, so we've got three beautiful decks to choose from here. Deck 1, Deck 2, and Deck 3. So here we go. Deck 1, Deck 2, Deck 3. I just have these on top so they're easier to identify. Of course, I'll put identifying numbers on. You should see them already. And so again, choose with what feels right inside. You could be drawn to one of the colors, and actually in this case I'm going to say that's okay if you're pulled to one of these colors, so that's how you picked in January. That's going to be cool. All right, so have you picked one? I hope so, because here we go. All right, this is the business energy reading for January 2020 for deck choosers number 1. Now, one of the things I want to say as we're getting the cards out right now is I've got 3 ways that we can work together during 2020. I will have that information in the description below. I'm really excited about one thing that's coming up for launch, and that's the Magical Business Academy. You can get your MBA. The other is Lunasol integration. which is actually working with me one-on-one a couple of times a month during the new and full moons, as well as some solar events. And then the top tier is the conclave. And both of the ones where we work together personally, well, it's a limited number. So if you want to get on either one of those, make sure to check out the description below. And without further ado, let's get into this reading. All right, so we've got message from afar. That looks nice. We've got finish what you started, light, and try something new. So far, our story is we're getting our messages in. You're getting a lot of downloads in January for your business, but you still have to finish what you've already started. Do you have some things you need to clean up from 2019 or from the last decade? So you do finish out what you started. So let's look a little closer at this one. It says you started something important. Now is the time to complete it. So let's make sure that you've already brought everything you've been doing into completion. We know the messages are coming down. See the light within yourself and within everyone else. That has to do with that kind of positive speaking that I was talking about earlier when I was talking about the overarching card. So if you didn't listen to that part of the message, make sure to go back and listen to that. Try something new. You'll only know if you can do something if you try. So that means you get to start shaking it up in your business. However, as you're getting those downloads and you're going to do something different, make sure that you've already finished what you started. Pick up those couple of things that still need to be handled and get those handled, especially toward the beginning of the month, so you can start with something new toward the end of the month. Let's see what else we have in here. Inner child, visualization. Okay, so we have inner child and we have visualization. Again, two really important cards, and this actually makes sense. Okay, so with inner child, you might be thinking, of course, it's always when it comes up, means to really take care of your inner child. And there's always that layer upon layer where we're nurturing our inner child, which only leads to greater authenticity for us in our business. But also, when I was talking about here, finish what you started, make sure any other kind of outside drama is handled. That's what I'm really seeing here with inner child coming up. And I mean things outside of your business, because everything we do, when we are our business, everything we do, all of our interactions affect our business. So make sure all of your outside drama is taken care of. Now, moving on to visualization and that side of it. As the messages are coming down and you're handling the stuff that you have been handling, right? That you're kind of making sure everything's cleaned up. You finished what you started. Those messages are going to start downloading. They might already be downloading for you. The ones that you really want to pursue, those ones that are going to make you try something new, make sure to visualize on those several times a day. So as the time comes and you can transition over from finishing up what you've done so you could go to something new, that you already have a plan, like you can already see those next steps. So this is very exciting, deck choosers number one. All right, so let's see what else we have. For our archetypes to be aware of this month, storyteller. I love this. Look at this card, storyteller. So storyteller, ability to experience and express life through stories and symbols. So as we were talking about the messages, I know those are probably coming in as stories and symbols, maybe sounds, music. I'm not sure how you get your downloads, but as you're going through and you're expressing these, and this might be those things, that truth that you need to be expressing out on social media, or when you're giving speeches, or however you market your business. So this is a great one to have come up. Your shadow attribute is making up tales that harm others. Like I said, be very careful with your speech in January. Again, if you didn't listen to the overarching card, definitely listen to it, because so much is coming up for you, deck choosers number one. All right, the other one is the detective. So the detective, Great powers of observation, intuition, desire to seek out truth, which is great because when you are truth telling, that's a lot of what's coming through for you guys. In January, in your business, you are truth telling through your business. The shadow attributes is voyeurism and falsifying information, just like telling those tall tales. So what two awesome archetypes that really marry together well for you to really embody during January. All right, let's see some other steps that are happening in the business. We've got the Emperor, so we've got some Aries energy in here. We've got the Three of Swords reversed. Let's see, we've got the Moon. All right, some Piscean kind of energy in here. The Eight of Wands. Let's see, let's get these all. There we go. And the Four of Swords. So quite a bit going on. It totally makes sense to have the storyteller, detective, the messages coming through, and having this moon energy that's illuminating the shadows. It's really coming out and helping you to express the things that normally go unexpressed. Even the inner child piece. This really pulls in nicely with all of those. But really having everything together, right, with the Emperor. You've got everything you need. You're large and in charge. You're ready to move on. You're ready to do that, trying something new. And the way that the Three of Swords is in here is kind of giving you permission to go. I know earlier as I was looking at these, I said, finish what you started and then move on to try something new. And what I'm seeing with this Three of Swords reversed is there is enough wherewithal within you, the ability to walk both paths at the same time. I saw a quick transition of tidying things up, but looking at how this is playing off, I'd say walk both paths at the same time. You have the mental acuity to do so. You have the energy behind you to do so, especially with the Emperor. In fact, look to see where Mars is on your chart, your natal chart. Wherever you find Mars, if that has anything to do with what you do for a business, know that it's full steam ahead, that the foundations are set for you to go forward mentally and energetically. And the emotionally and intuitively is really coming down here in the center with the Moon. It's ready to illuminate everything, to pull in those messages from afar, all of those downloads, and really help you make them work in your business. You've just got to be open and have the energy, which you have, but take that energy and actually do it. So I hope you've enjoyed this reading, deck choosers number 1. That's what I have for you for January 2020. All right, deck choosers number 2. I'm excited to share the business energy with you for January 2020 for all you spiritual entrepreneurs in your business. Now, one of the things I am offering over the course of 2020 are 3 different ways to work with me. I'm going to be opening the Magical Business Academy. You can find out maybe a little bit more about it in the description below. I hope to have a few things on there. And if I don't worry, it's coming. You can always reach out and talk to me about it. Also, we have the Luna Soul integration, which is working with me privately. There's only 8 openings for that. And you can check out more about that in the description, as well as the Conclave, which is just total access to me to work on your business and everything in your life. And that is also in the description. And there's only 4 slots. 1 is already taken. So if you know you really want to work with me intimately, definitely check out the Conclave. So with that, let me get going here. We have our first card. Oh, what a beautiful card. We've got Answered Prayer. So that is a nice one to start with January 2020. I don't know, maybe you had some New Year's resolutions. I hope you've done your planning for 2020. If you haven't, you could check out Create Your Best Year Ever. I have a playlist for that. But these are your answered prayers. So a lot of things are going to start coming to fruition. It's a great card to start off the new year with. We've also got Grandparent. We've got Curiosity. And we've got creative. Oh, wow. Okay, we've got a lot going on here. So you've got answered prayers. You've got really the support of all around you. Usually we don't have as much support from our family of origin as we would like, but I'm showing support from your family of origin here. With grandparents, that you have a special bond with a grandparent that can never be broken. So maybe it's time, if you haven't reached out to your grandparents, reach out to them. If they're living, try to make a point in January 2020 to really connect with them. If they're not, again, you can still connect with them spiritually. But the point is, you really have that supportive family of origin for your business. So I'm very excited about that. Then we've got curiosity. Start a project related to something that you are curious about. So maybe this answered prayer is that you're able to engage in something that you didn't think you're going to be able to engage in before. That just didn't seem to flow together, but now you're going to start seeing that flow. Even if it's a hobby, just get in there, start doing it. I love this. This brought up the rear with creative. Draw, paint, think, and act in creative ways. That's how you nurture that curiosity. And tell me in the comments below the first thing that popped into your head when I read out the information on curiosity. I'm really interested to hear what that project might be and how that's going to really blend into what you're doing in your business. All right, we've got problem resolved, and we've got honoring your true feelings. Again, excellent cards to get. So like I said, that usually you don't have that family of origin coming in. Maybe there's just been this friction. They didn't see your business as something that should be done, could be done, that you would do well with. Whatever was the malfunction, I'd like to say, in their brains. That's so mean, but yes, I'm saying it. The problem is resolved. Whatever that was. So that also opens you up to what you are curious about and bringing that into your business with all your creativity. Again, at the beginning of this reading, back when I was doing the overarching card, I really talked about being authentic, about sharing your truth, stepping into your true self, and having that support usually typically means that you can step into your true self, or they're recognizing your true self. And then, of course, here, honoring your true feelings. Again, that's everything to do with authenticity, and that's where the curiosity and creativity really come into play. All right, let's see what archetypes you're playing with over this time. We've got scribe, preserving knowledge and information as a light attribute, which is a wonderful. So all of these things, all of these ways that you're being creative, as the scribe, you're bringing in that information, your prayers are being answered, and you're preserving it. You're recording it. You know, they say, I think it's Gary Vee, he says, create and record. Well, I don't think he says record. He says something with his C. But the point is that create and document is what he says. And that's very important because it's the process, and it's not just for those that you serve. It's for those that are coming in future generations in your family to create and document what you're creating. So again, preserving knowledge and information. The shadow attribute is altering facts or plagiarizing other people's work. Again, something you don't want to do, but it's there and you just need to be aware of it here in January. And then the other archetype for you to look at for January 2020 really embodies a child in nature. So the light attributes are friendship with animals, communication with nature spirits. Get out there, right? Just get out in nature and see what messages come to you, how easily things become in your business. There's something about going out and taking a walk, going and sitting next to natural water, getting into water, whatever it is that you do that's outside, where it's not that you're just exercising outside, but you're actually engaging in nature, that you're actually meditating in nature. That's what I'm seeing with this card. That's some of the action steps I'm seeing for you in January. So it doesn't matter if you're a warmer climate or a cooler climate right now, right? Depending on what side of the hemisphere you're on. The point is to get outside. The point is to engage with nature. All right, the shadow attributes is a tendency to abuse animals, people, and the environment. So, I know you're going to say those light attributes. All right, let's see what else we have coming up here. We've got the Four of Cups, the Devil reversed, the King reversed, the Star, and the King of Swords reversed, and the King of Cups. So we've got a lot going on here. All right, so let's check this out. Now, interestingly enough, we are coming up to the Aquarian time in the zodiac. It's coming up here soon. So we got some Aquarius represented there. So that's good to know. It's kind of like everything turning around, really getting deeper into your intuition, which really helps with our creativity and being more authentic. So I see that as good. The King of Cups, really pulling together, really honoring your feelings, honoring your emotions, and bearing witness to them. So it's like the strength, this emotional fortitude that I'm seeing there too, which is nice. You got a lot of water elements actually throughout, especially heavy on this side, right? All right, so let's look at what we've got going on over here. We've got the Four of Cups, more water, reverse. So there will be some emotional turmoil initially. And that might be, again, it's almost as if the way that you had to set up your emotional foundation is going to change. And that's with this realizing that you have this honoring of what you're doing from your core family, your family of origin. And that's just going to kind of bring up some stuff for you. And it's all going to be resolved. It's all going well. So that's a great card to get. But it just means it's going to bring up some stuff. And again, for us as entrepreneurs, right, as spiritual entrepreneurs, when we are our brand, we are our business, how we feel has a lot to do with how our business is run. That's why I'm so excited to see as we move through January, that whole transition happening, where it's kind of get some emotional upset, and this could be tears of joy, but it's still kind of an upset, like I can't believe it. So know that that's coming. Then we've got the Devil, and then we have the Devil, which is reversed. So all of that stuff that's being let go emotionally here with the Four of Cups is really being thrown off. It's just more of a throw off with the Devil reversed. Also very interesting that this is Capricorn energy that's being let go of, right? So the Devil is represented by Capricorn. We're moving into Aquarius. This is a beautiful thing for you guys particularly. It's like all that stuff's being left behind. And you have to remember, when you get the Devil in a reading, no matter what the reading, it just means that if it's, usually if it's right side up, it means that, hey, you are your own worst enemy. You're getting in your own way, whether it's your addictions or whatever. When you look typically at any Devil card, you see the chains around people, and those chains are loose. They could lift them off themselves. So keep that in mind. So here the chains are gone. You're moving forward. Of course, this is leaving Capricorn behind, moving into Aquarius. So that's a beautiful thing. All right. So we also have the King of Swords. So that's, again, a lot of mental energy that's coming about here. So the King of Swords is reversed. So that, to me, really, because we have the King of Cups over at the other end, crossing over into Aquarius, it's like you're letting go of thinking so much, and this really does show an emotional journey, an intuitive journey going on here. So it's releasing that overthinking and really letting your intuition take charge. And I really think that's why you have up here answered prayer, right? Because all of a sudden, with all the big energy that's happening, all the fast-moving energy that's happening, that's also affecting your business, that you will now be in flow. Because emotionally and intuitively, you're linked, right? And that is, to me, the best thing for your business. And that it will really prosper. Remember, a big thing I'm seeing here too, you've got a lot of support behind you to go and do that creative thing, to be more authentically yourself, Remember, create and document and get out into nature. That's going to be the best things that you can do for your business. I'm excited to hear what came up with your curiosity. When I started talking about curiosity, that project, that thing that you didn't think you could do, but now may just be the thing that you do. All right, that's all I have for you for deck choosers number 2. All right, deck choosers number 3 for January 2020 business energy reading. I'm excited. All right, as I get the deck together, I want to tell you a couple of things that are coming up. So for this year, I'm really releasing 3 ways to work with me. One is the Magical Business Academy. Yes, you can get your MBA with me for your business. There'll be more information in the description below, and if it's not in there yet, then you can definitely reach out to me. You can also work with me privately in 2 different ways. There's a Luna Soul integration that has more to do with the moon, the lunar cycle, the new moon, and the full moon, and some solar celebrations. There's only 8 slots for the Luna Soul integration, so make sure you snatch up one of those. It's going to be some private working with me and hopefully a few in-person events if you can make it in person. And then if you know that you really want me all the time, access to reach me anytime you want to, via email or instant messaging, which we do via Voxer, and really have my hands in your business and helping you shape your business and your life, then definitely check out the Conclave. There's 4 slots, and as of this recording, 1 is already taken. So definitely check that out. All right, everything is in the description below. Let's get started with your reading. So the first thing we have is birth. Guys, I love the Phoenix, and that's every time I see this card, I just think of the Phoenix and starting over, like burning all the crap away and starting something fresh. And what a card to get at the beginning of the year. So I'm excited. Can't see wait to see what else is going on in your reading. But birth is a great way to start. All right, we've got 1 step at a time, very soon, and healer. Ooh, so I'm very interested to see. I want to know what you guys do for your business. Tell me in the comments below. I'm curious. I really want to know. All right, so we've got 1 step at a time. Lots of little steps make big dreams come true. So birthing something new, getting rid of old crap, really taking steps toward whatever those dreams were, those goals were, that thing that you were called to do. So 1 step at a time. Very soon, what you're asking for will happen soon in a happy way. That makes sense with that birth. And then healer, you have the power to help and heal others. So these are really good cards. I want a little bit more clarification here. We've got creative expression, and we've got higher consciousness. Okay, so I'm seeing a lot more here. All right, so in your business, I saw this really, I think, very strongly in deck 2 about a lot of creativity coming in. A lot of creativity and curiosity, and we've got a creative expression here, and we've got birth, and that really does lend itself the same way. What I'm seeing right now is, yes, a lot is coming in, and you're going to start really moving through here in January, birthing out something new, really being creative. If you didn't listen to the overarching card, I talked a lot about authenticity. I'm seeing that come through here as well in your theme with 1 step at a time and creative expression and being a healer. We heal all sorts of ways. The overarching card talked about through speech. You may do it also in other ways, which is what I'm seeing with higher consciousness. Sometimes just your beingness, right? Sometimes just your beingness heals people. I know that might sound odd to you, but just the fact that you exist And with some people, just because you're in proximity is healing to them. So I would say there's one thing I'm seeing here is, yes, it's nice to do things that are hands-on, especially if you're a healer. If you're some kind of healer, I definitely want to know that too in the comments if you chose deck number 3. But be aware if you're not like a Reiki healer, energy healer of some sort, or therapist, nurse, coach, whatever. Sometimes just being in your energy, especially for those folks, but being in your energy, that's what I'm seeing right now, heals people. So be creative, express the way that you need to express, because it's all coming together that way. Let's see what these archetypes are. So Queen, what a great archetype for that beingness, right? Queen, light attributes, radiates the regal feminine, uses her benevolent authority to protect others. Definitely, it's that really capitalizes on the beingness. Shadow attributes, becomes arrogant when authority is challenged, controlling, and demanding. So you know what not to do, but definitely embrace that Queen archetype, right? That light attribute of just radiating. I remember once I did, oh my gosh, I can see the Gene Keys. It was the Gene Keys, and one of mine is radiance. And so to me, this is a huge thing, to radiate the vibe that you want other people to feel. And what I find is people raise themselves, or they might fade away too. But there's something really important in doing that, and that's what's being called upon you. So make sure you're doing that definitely with your language. That was in the overarching card. But just keep yourself as high vibe as possible. That's going to radiate out through your beingness throughout all of your business. So what's your other one here? Gambler. Willingness to follow intuition even when others doubt you. Right? That's that radiating confidence in the intuition. You've got a lot of higher consciousness here. You got the healer here, the creative expression, the birth. There's going to be a lot coming in through you, and you're just going to have to trust that intuition. Shadow attribute is relying on luck rather than hard work. There always is, you know, you think, oh, the queen's always pampered and gets everything. There is work that a queen has to do, right? And they do have that feminine energy, but I always think of queen as a wonderful integration of both masculine and feminine energy, because it takes both to really rule a kingdom, right? And to have the confidence to trust that intuition and radiate it out. So 2 great things for you so far here. Let's see what else we've got. We've got the Chariot reversed. We've got the 8 of Swords. We've got the Page of Swords. We've got the Tower reversed, and we have the King of Pentacles. All right, good stuff coming in here for your business. All right, we got the Chariot reversed. So the Chariot, to me, represents Cancer in the zodiac. And so it's that kind of mama energy, the kind of queen energy, bringing together that masculine and feminine in a terrific way to lead. This is reversed, which means you don't need to be mothered anymore. You don't need people telling you necessarily what to do. You have that intuition that is guiding you. So make sure to use that. Also, it's showing like coming out of, I believe the full moon's going to be in Cancer. So as that full moon moves to the new moon, a lot of this is going to take place. That's also what I'm seeing here. So make sure that that's in mind. Also, I'm very curious to see if your divine right client archetype is Cancer. So let me know if you don't know how to figure that out. Please let me know in the comments and I'll help you figure that out. All right, so we've got the 8 of Swords reversed. We've got the Page of Swords. We've got a lot of thought in here. So what's nice is, as all this intuition comes through, okay, so we've got a lot of intuition comes through, and that's what's really taking over: the creativity, the higher consciousness, that reliance on intuition, the integration. We got to where we don't need to protect in the same way. There's some ways that you felt very guarded in your business, some things that you didn't want to share. Know that you can share. You know, one of the big things in business is, how much do I share publicly for free, and what do I hold back so that someone will actually purchase that information, pay me for that information? Don't be so guarded about that. That's what's coming up for me with this Eight of Swords. It doesn't matter if you share your best stuff publicly. It doesn't matter if you share your best stuff for free. There's still more. I promise you, there's still more to give. And it is about people then coming and being in your energy and knowing that they can be in your energy. That will really help them shift. So share your best stuff. It's all right, right? It's almost, and I'm seeing this with the Page of Swords, it's like this calling card that lets people know what you have is really good, is really authentic, and it's exactly what they need. When you're holding back from sharing your best stuff, especially, I'm talking to deck choosers number 3. There's some of you that have been really holding back. You don't want people to know that because you think, oh, I'm giving away my secret sauce. You are not giving away your secret sauce if you share it for free. In fact, by not sharing that secret sauce, people see you as plain vanilla, right? They think working with this person's as good as working with anyone else. So as an entrepreneur, that is never what you want. So you want to share your secret sauce because it initially becomes a calling card for your business. This is kind of disruptive for you. That's why I'm seeing the Tower here. You're kind of overturning what you think is conventional wisdom, or maybe what you've been taught as conventional wisdom. All right, so with the Tower reversed, I'm going to tell you, if you know your natal chart, you know where Mars is in your natal chart, take a good look there, because that's where this overturning is going to happen. And it's not happening in a bad way or anything like that, right? So the Tower being overturned. It's actually reversed, so it's going to be kind of an easeful thing. But if you really want to move it along, go check out where Mars is in your chart and know that whatever house that is in, that's where some of this disruption, running counter to norm, is going to take place. And there's a lot of energy to do so. It's going to be present for you. King of Pentacles. So as you are sharing, right, you're getting your calling card together to share your secret sauce. Yeah, okay, guys. In the past, someone has tried to lead you to say, don't share. I'm telling you it's time. Okay, that's what I'm getting here. Because I said earlier, it's like you don't need mothering. Whoever or whatever advice you're looking at in the past that was telling you that you shouldn't be sharing your secret sauce, let that go, right? That's what I'm seeing here. Your secret sauce is your calling card. There's a lot of energy. There's some other little things you're going to need to do. Look where Mars is in your chart. And then you're coming out the other side with the King of Pentacles. Right? You're coming out the other side really, and this is the only one that's funny out of the three decks. This is the only one that ends with higher consciousness, which the other ones sort of ended with, right? Going really deep into intuition. This is the only one that ends with, hey, by the way, there's some money too. There's answer prayers, I think, in one deck, but this one's definitely ending with, get this stuff together, you will have the money to do so. You have the king here, you have your queen here, right? Your king and your queen. By pulling it together, sharing your secret sauce, you've got the kingdom in hand. You've got the money and the influence and the radiance that are all going to be going with you. So, deck choosers number 3, I'm super psyched for your January. Please let me know what happens in the comments and any other questions that you have. And that's what I have for deck choosers number 3. Now, with that, I want to say thank you so much for watching, and look for the full moon and new moon readings this month coming up, and probably a few other pick a card readings on different questions. If you have a pick a cord question that you want me to answer or you've been curious about for your business, please also let me know that in the comments below. And with that, I say peace, joy, love to you.